Hey guys, I'm giving you a look into the goings on of my business right now here on today's episode of the Fearless Investor Podcast. We're talking flipping, Airbnb, and so much more. You get to see exactly what's going on in my business, the deals, the numbers, everything. Let's get to it. Hey everyone, welcome in, and you're listening to me, Kyle Stanley, on the Fearless Investor Podcast, and I'm really excited today. This is the first time I've done anything like this. I was talking to some other investor friends of mine who do have a podcast, and they said that they do, this income statement on their podcast on a monthly basis, and just kind of showing people, that they're really practicing what they preach. And I'm still not sure that I want to do income statements. Just, I don't know, maybe because I just haven't really wrapped my mind around the, what that might bring to my audience. But I do know that I would like to show you some of the deals that we've been doing, especially because this is my best month ever in my investing career. And I would like people to know what kinds of deals I'm doing, how I'm doing them, how I'm getting to them. And so I think it's important. Maybe I'll do this about once a month or once every quarter or so, where I just kind of give you a look into my business and what's going on. And I was talking to another friend today who is starting his own podcast. And, we both kind of talked about the same thing. When you're new to investing, everything you hear is a learning experience. So I want to give you guys that exact putting you just kind of as like a fly on the wall, seeing what the deals that I'm doing are, and allowing you to be able to learn from every little thing. So now, speaking of that, before we do get into this, make sure you've gone over to our website. Lots of great resources and links on fearlesskyle.com, but especially if you want to get into Airbnb, there's a couple things you could do there. You can book a call with me, have lots of great conversations with my listeners. And I really love connecting with my listeners because I want to know more about you and what's on your mind and how I can bring more value. So that's easy. If you just go to fearlesskyle.com/consultation, you can set up a 15-minute call with me, absolutely free. Or if you are ready to get into Airbnb and you just need to know, do I have a deal or not, just download our Airbnb profit calculator, and it's right there on the homepage, fearlesskyle.com. You just fill out the form on the front and you've got it emailed to you right after. So with all that being said, let's jump into the month of October here with my business. And when I say my business, it actually is encompassed over 4 LLCs. So just so you know, I've got an LLC for my active real estate. Active is flips or wholesaling, or any sort of selling where it's just a real quick transactional with some capital gains. Then I've got my passive LLC, which is all my rentals. And a lot of people are wondering, like, well, Airbnb, is that passive? Technically, yes, that is taxed as a passive income source. So that is in my passive income LLC. And all of these are structured to a way of which makes the most sense for that type of business. And I don't really deal with all that. I bring in my team of lawyers to be able to help me to know how to structure them. But then the other 2 LLCs are partnerships. One is with a good friend of mine, Stratton, who he and I do a lot of terms deals together. So we're doing lease options and owner finance. We're getting these projects subject to. And so we'll go over that a little bit here. But then I just started a new LLC with literally one of my best friends who I'm just so excited that he is getting into this. And we're going to be doing Airbnbs and some longer term deals as well here. And that's going to, and when I say here, I'm actually in Arizona right now. We're expanding out here with him, and his name is Kyle also. So, make it easy for you. 2 Kyles. But anyway, so those are the 4 LLCs that I have. So when I talk about these deals today and where they're coming from, I'll be explaining which LLC they're in as well. So the first thing is we closed on a flip to start this month. Super excited about it. Got to do the deal with a family friend of mine who, the thing that I love about this deal is that it came through networking, which is absolutely free, right? You just, through networking, you're using your time. You're not having to spend any money to find the deal. And we were able to help out a coworker of his who had an ailing father who owned this house, that it was a hoarder house for so many years. And, just from top to bottom, cleaned this thing up, made it a great flip. The owner, the seller, got what she wanted for her family. And then, of course, Barry and I on the back end are able to make this great profit. Originally it was 59,000 on the profit. I even talked about it a little bit, but after we had to do one more thing, we ended up going down to 54,000, splitting that basically down the middle, and friends, helping coworkers, making money all together. That was a really fun one for me. So we start off the month closing that one. Now, I ended up making just south of 26,000. Barry made a little bit more. He brought the deal to me and he funded it, which for me was enough to be able to pay him a little bit more than what I was making. But then right after that, and I love this, this has really been my investing career so far. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's what I'm attracting. Maybe it's the fact that during a project, I'm just always looking for that next one. But as soon as we closed on that one, the next deal was coming up. This one was also from networking. I knew a real estate agent who really had just been following my journey on Facebook. And she said, hey, I've got these friends. I was going to list this, but I thought of you first. It might be a good flip. There was a few things I was not comfortable with since I was in Arizona. I don't like closing on deals without seeing them. So I knew I needed to send someone. And I was considering sending just someone, you know, and paying them an extra $100 to FaceTime with me through the property. But then I found out that there's tenants, and with everything going on right now, especially in California, I just didn't want to get stuck with tenants that were going to be there for a long time. And so I wanted to really partner with someone, A, that I know, like, and trust, B, that had experience with tenants, and C, that they enjoy working with me too. And so that actually ended up being my mentor. His name is John. And so we ended up partnering together on this one. He went and looked at the house. He ran the numbers. His ARV was actually slightly higher than mine. So that was an exciting thing for me to see, that he thought we were going to make a little bit more than what I originally thought. And yeah, he's got the knowledge. He's got everything that he knows needs to be done in order to make this deal work. And so we're dividing responsibilities. He's bringing in the money in terms of raising the money. He's bringing in his contractors, who he actually gets a little bit of a better price than I do. And so there's all this value that we're bringing to each other, which I'm really excited about. And if you know anything about me, I love networking through adding value. And so this is just the perfect example of doing deals with friends and people that you know, like, and trust, and bringing value to each other. So this one, you know, as long as the market is continuing to go up, this one should be splitting right around a $40,000 to $50,000 profit, which we're both very happy about. Now, switching things over to, I mentioned to you an LLC with my good friend Stratton. He and I are doing subject to properties, which means that we're acquiring these properties subject to, in other words, we're taking over the loan, basically. So if you can think about it, especially during these times, people are getting laid off from their jobs because of COVID. They get behind on their payments, and now they're $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 behind. We come in, we catch them up, and then they deed the property over to us. And we basically are able to get a property for super cheap, catching them up on their mortgage. And then we can turn it around and maybe do a little bit of rehab and sell it, or maybe do no rehab at all. Like on this one, we put like $1,000 into it, and we're going to do a lease option with it. This one is interesting. I'm actually going to do an entire episode with Stratton on this one, just because I think it's amazing content. And I've learned so much from this deal, and so many things that I just know I don't want to do in the future, honestly. Not the type of deal, but the type of way we're doing it. I mean, I've probably, through Facebook Marketplace, guys, had like 700 messages from people about this property wanting to see it. And then we've had squatters get in there. We've had to board it up. We've had to hire local people who are literally like patrolling the place 3 times a night. Just all these things that, man, it's like, it's a little bit of a headache. And at the end of the day, we're probably not even going to make a ton of money on this. We're definitely going to make that cash flow, which is really nice. But he and I kind of look at it and say the same thing, like, hey, we got to switch up the process here a little bit of how we're marketing it. Or we've got to really take some thicker deals to make it worth it. So lots of learning experiences there. I think at the end of the day, what we're going to end up seeing is it's either going to be a lease option where we get a $20,000 option fee, and then probably be renting it out at between 1,400 to 1,500 a month. Currently, the mortgage is about 1,100, so that cash flows us between about 300 to 400 a month. Or we're going to owner finance it, get a bigger down payment, and then mortgage it out to them as the bank, and they'll probably have more around like a $1,350 or $1,400 payment per month. So either way, we're in about $15,000 on this deal between catching the current seller up on their mortgage. It was referred to us by an agent, so we're going to pay them a wholesale fee. We had about $2,000 of repairs and some miscellaneous things like cleaning. We paid a guy to go out there and do a couple of the open houses. So we're about 15,000 in on this. And so at the end of the day, we're going to get that money back and cash flow a little bit, but we're just learning a ton on this. And so we'll be definitely talking about that one a lot more. And honestly, part of what I'm excited to talk about the deal on that is just how to design this thing moving forward, based around a lifestyle. I talk about that all the time. Is I don't want to be doing a business that's only making me money and I'm not enjoying. Like, I'm not enjoying getting 700 messages on Facebook Marketplace. So now the idea for both of us is, how do we adjust that? Do we bring in a virtual assistant? Do we, automate the messages? Anyway, a lot of stuff I'm excited to talk to you guys about on a future episode. Then on the Airbnb front, we've got a couple things going on in Fresno. We just got another property under management that we're going to start right around December or January. Really excited about that one. It immediately becomes our biggest and most immaculate place that's going to be in our portfolio. We'll probably be renting it out for $225 to $250 a night. And was referred to that person as well. That's what's great about this business, guys. You do something good for one person, and they're referring you to the next. So that's how I found out about this investor that's going to have us manage for them. And then we're doing a garage conversion for one of our other investors, and that one should be finishing up here in the next couple weeks. So by the end of this month, we'll be at about 23, if I'm right, maybe 24 properties that we're managing / owning / arbitraging. And then by the end of the year, the goal is to be at 30. So that's where we're headed. I'm excited about Airbnb. I'm especially excited with me being in Arizona that we've continued to see growth in the Fresno market, even while I've been gone for a couple weeks here. That's always the big fear, as someone who owns their own business is, hey, if I go away for a couple weeks, is that going to slow down growth? And I don't feel like it has. So that's very exciting. Also on the Airbnb front, I've helped 3 students get their first properties under contract this last month. A couple of them are doing ownership, and then one other is doing arbitrage. And in fact, one of the ones that's doing ownership is also doing arbitrage. And those guys, Kyle and Cooper, are just killing it on the Airbnb front from a effort perspective. I love working with students that just put in the effort, and that's exactly what they're doing. So if you are already thinking about getting into Airbnb and you want results, let's get on the phone. Again, I said at the beginning of this conversation, fearlesskyle.com/consultation. That's all you got to do to set up a free call with me, and would love to be able to talk to you about how I can help you right now, and also what my education program looks like and what the students are doing to get results. And then the last thing in my business, which I would absolutely 100% say is the most exciting thing I have going on right now, and that is I've partnered with my best friend here in Arizona. His name is Kyle. We are going to blow the lid off the top of exactly what I'm doing in Fresno and just move it over to the Phoenix, Arizona area. I'm literally just going to be copying and pasting everything that I did in Fresno and doing it with Kyle. And, the thing that I love about this business, guys, as my friend Mitch Pomeroy says, is, it's boring to get rich on your own, get rich with others. And so that's where my motivation is with this. It's not that I see like Phoenix is the best Airbnb and flipping market in the US. That's not why. It's because I get to work with people that I really want to work with, and I want to see be successful with me. Like I don't remember who said it, but it was a while ago where I said to them, like, one day I want to be able to pay for my friends' vacations to come vacation with me. And they said, why pay for their vacations? Why not show them how they can be successful and earn those vacations with you? And it's like, yeah, that's the kind of people I want to be around, is the ones that I don't feel like I'm dragging along, but the ones that, want to be successful with us, want to be doing bigger things, want to be thinking at a higher level and do all this stuff together. That's what really gets me going. And that's why I'm so excited about Kyle and what we're going to be doing here in Arizona. We already have 2 properties under contract. That's exactly what I did in Fresno. So even though the cheapest way to get into stuff is through arbitrage and through managing, I'm doing exactly what I did in Fresno. We're buying 2 properties right away. We're doing that through relationships. One is a guy that I got introduced to here who has lots of deals going on. Want to show him that I'm serious, so I put one under contract with him. And another one is a wholesaler who's got a lot of deals that they're getting across their desk every single day. So I wanted to show them that we're the real deal and get a property under contract with them. I feel like you do deals with people, it helps you to be able to network and get to more people. And so that's exactly what I did in Fresno. So that's exactly what I want to do here in Arizona. But we are looking way more to, in the future, arbitrage and then manage for other people moving forward. And the goal is to get to $20,000 of passive income through Airbnb here in Phoenix within the first year. Like, that legitimately is the goal. And I do believe that is very, very possible, because it's almost exactly what I did in Fresno. So this has been, again, we're going to do this about once a month or once a quarter, where I just give you a look into my business. So guys, you can see that I'm walking the walk and talking the talk. And not just that, it's not even just a proving to you that I'm doing it thing. It's more of like, hey, if Kyle can do it, why can't I do it? I'm hoping that's what you can see, is that there's nothing special about me. I just have a real strong desire to want to grow my business. And I love talking to people. I love helping people. And I think because of that, deals are just starting to kind of come our way. So again, that's more of the reasoning behind this to me, is, yeah, showing you that I am doing this, but also showing you that you can do this if you just listen to the podcast and learn from all the people that we're having on it. So that's it for today, guys. I hope this has been helpful. I hope this has been interesting. Actually, that's what I really hope it's been, is interesting enough for you to be able to get a better understanding of what my business looks like. And we'll just continue to keep on doing this. Starting this week as well, we're going to start moving the Chris Miles Money Minute over to Thursday, the last Thursday of the month. So just a heads up on that. If you've been enjoying learning from Chris, who's one of the best investors, I think, of our era, we're going to be doing that instead of on the last Wednesday of the month, the last Thursday of the month. And just make sure you're tuning into that. So we got some cool things we're talking about with Chris this upcoming week, especially talking about how the traditional retirement accounts just are not going to get you to where you want to be. So looking forward to continuing to educate you and helping you to conquer the world of investing. We'll see you next time, guys.